don't have another 4-inch hose to connect both of them up to my dust collector at once. So for right now, I put in an adapter and taped it on there. I'm just using my shop vac. For this other one, I'm going to hook up my dust collector to it.
Before I actually cut up any bulb lengths, I decided to cut myself up some more discs just out of some sort of 1/4-inch hardboard material. These are all just random little circles that you attach to the top of a log and cut it into a circle. You follow the blade along the edge of the circle to give yourself a bulb length. So I did have a couple of these, but I didn't have a lot of different sizes. I had like a 12-inch and like a 4-inch. So I kind of wanted some more sizes in between. So I just drilled out the centers of each of them with a drill bit that will fit my scratch awl. And this gave me an 11-inch, a 10-inch, a 9-inch, an 8-inch, and a 7-inch disc. So then I started setting up the bandsaw to do some bulb length cutting. So you can see here a scratch awl just goes in the hole on the disc, and I just tap it in there with a mallet. And I just follow the bandsaw's blade along the edge of the circle. This is at 4 times speed. What's cool about the whole disc system is that you can put it back on the underside of your blank, put the awl there and punch a hole in there, and now you have your centers marked on both sides. So after this, I just cut up a bunch more pieces of wood that I had laying around. These are all pretty green. This piece here is oak. What I turned was some oak, some walnut, and some maple, and all of those I cut up into bulb lengths prior to any actual turning. The wood is going through the bandsaw real easily because I have a 3-hook 1-inch blade on this thing, and that really cuts through wood like butter. And that made the first kind of a mess. It wasn't too much because I did have my dust collection running with it, but there was still a bit of sawdust lingering around on the floor. And now I can start turning. So from this point on, enjoy the video.
The fact is that someone born in the United States is not more special than someone born in Mexico. Someone born in London is not more special than someone born in Liverpool. They're just vehicles of consciousness to experience. You go down to the seashore and you pick up a droplet of water in your hand. How can anyone say that that droplet is any more or less special than all the other billions and trillions of droplets you see in the ocean below?
This right here is what we want to be going for wall thickness for rough turn bowls. If your thickness is uneven, the thinner parts of the bowl are going to want to move a lot quicker than the thick parts. So since they're moving and warping at different speeds, they'll pull away from each other and cause a crack. So that's why we want it even. Now check this out. I don't think I've ever gotten it this perfect. Have a set of calipers here. Just go in there and good. All the way down. It's good all the way down. So my wall thickness is about that. Maybe ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch. Don't think this will warp a whole ton, so I think I'm good. I'm also just going to fill some of these small minor cracks and checks in here with a little bit of CA. There aren't any really big cracks. There's a bit of punky wood right here. If you want to fill that and try to harden it up. Check to make sure there's no other cracks. I don't see any, so I think I'm good. I'm golden. It's an end grain sealer. I know some people will use candle wax and paint, all sorts of different things to seal up the end grain of wood. I have experimented with this, and let me tell you, it doesn't work worth a darn. So, it's all personal opinion. My personal opinion is to buy some sort of a sealer. My wood turning club sells this sealer. I don't know what it is. I had somebody tell me that it looks a lot like some product called Armor Seal, something like that. I don't know what that is. But this is what I use to seal up the ends of rough slabs of wood so they don't check. And I just seal up the end grain of bowls. Another thing, I know it's tempting just to turn on the lathe and apply the sealer while it's spinning, but you do not want to coat your entire bowl. You just want to coat the ends. Okay, if you coat your entire bowl, the wood will dry extremely slowly, because the only part where the moisture is going to be getting out is the tenon if you leave it. So I only put end grain sealer just on the end grain. That'll do it. My chuck. That's it.
And after all that turning, I had a pretty serious mess I had to clean up.
I'd say that was a pretty successful bowl turning session. These are all the bowls I got out of that, and the first 3 that I did were out of walnut. I really like this one, got kind of a nice shape. Then I did this one out of some spalted maple that I actually picked up just on the side of the road. It was sitting out on the street corner in front of someone's house, so I grabbed a couple pieces of it, cut them up, and here's where this one's at now. Then after that, I turned these 2 out of oak. I really like that one. I just turned another one very similar to it. But these ones are just out of some oak. I just sealed up the ends. Same process with all of these. I turned a big one out of some more of that maple I picked up on the street corner. And then the last one I did was this big one out of maple. And I didn't film this. Kind of wish I did. Or I might have filmed a little bit of it, but I don't think I filmed a lot of it. But this one was actually probably the most challenging to turn because it was so big, it was super heavy. And I think it came out good though. That's also out of some of that maple that I found on the street. Really wavy grain in this one. That's just soft maple, but really has got some interesting looking grain in it. And that's about it. That last bowl turning session, I'd say went pretty good. We're going to see how these ones finish turning. And let me show you the other ones I got down here. These are all the other bowls that have been sitting around. I just pulled them off the shelf for a second there, but I got all those bowls. I think I counted the other day and I had 35. And that was before those, so I don't know how much I have now. Probably somewhere up in the 40s, I'd say. This one, I'm going to let it sit a little while more. Some of you guys might remember this one. This was spalted maple. Made a video on this. I believe it's called Rough Turning Maple Bowl, something like that. And it's still holding up, no cracks. So this one went really well, and I will definitely post a video of how I finished turned this. So I would like to thank you all for watching this video, and please check back next week for another woodworking, wood turning video, that type of thing. And until then, check the description. There is a link to my eBay store. Please visit that, buy a pen or something. They're at a pretty low price right now, so please go buy one of those. I'm saving up for a new lathe, and I got a little ways to go, and your purchase would help me out a lot. So go check in the description, and if you buy one, I'll get it out to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.